So redistricting is the process of redrawing maps, and that's something that occurs every 10 years after the census. Gerrymandering is the intentional manipulation of the redistricting process to favor one party or the other, or to disadvantage one racial group vis-a-vis another. Well, in our country, we use gerrymandering to mean bad things. So whenever something bad happens, the term gerrymandering gets attached to it, and which sometimes causes confusion because lots of things get lumped in together, but generally it means bad things. So the census occurs, as you said, every 10 years. It'll next occur on April 1st, 2020. After that, the Census Bureau will tabulate the results, and then it will create block level data, and it will send it to the states at the end of 2020, the beginning of 2021, and then states will begin redrawing the maps both for Congress and for their legislatures. That process will take place throughout 2021. In some cases, that'll be through the state legislature. A number of other states use commissions or some other form of body to draw districts. So Republicans had a really good year in the 2010 elections. It was the largest wave that we've seen recently. 2018 might be an even larger wave, but 2010 was a massive wave in favor of Republicans, and they lucked out because the maps were redrawn the next year. The census took place in the beginning of 2010, and then the elections at the end of 2010, and the map redrawing process took place in 2011. Republicans controlled a huge number of state legislatures and governorships, having basically what we call a trifecta, where you control the legislature and the governorship, and they used that to their advantage. They redrew maps to lock in their gains in the 2010 wave. Had there not been a redrawing the maps, there's a good chance that Republicans would have lost many of those districts in the next elections, but they were able to reshape those districts to keep control. Well, they're doing a number of things, some good and some bad. There's a lot of money pouring in, hundreds of millions of dollars pouring into legislative races around the country in order to control the redistricting process, to try to win control of the legislature, to win control of governorships and the like, in order to be able to either have a seat at the table. Winning one chamber and having split control legislature gives you at least a seat at the table and the ability to block a bad map. In other cases, parties are trying to retain or gain control of the whole process so that they can use it to their advantage, just like Republicans did after 2010. So the Supreme Court has long deadlocked on partisan gerrymandering. They have not put drawing districts on the basis of party or politics out of bounds in the same way that they have put racial gerrymandering or discriminating on the basis of race out of bounds. And as a result, many people have felt that they could do whatever they want when it comes time to draw maps on the basis of partisanship. The Supreme Court had a chance last term to finally establish a standard for determining when a map goes too far. It punted the two cases it had on procedural or technical grounds. There is, however, another case coming out of North Carolina, a challenge to that state's congressional map that many people think will be the case, but the Supreme Court finally says something about partisan gerrymandering. North Carolina's congressional map had been struck down as a racial gerrymander. The legislature came back and said, we're going to do a partisan gerrymander, and that's okay. And they drew the map to maintain the same 10-3 Republican advantage. And they said it on the record and in writing, and so there's a lot of good evidence about their intent, and many people think that this is the case the Supreme Court has finally been looking for to say something about partisan gerrymandering.